She said, I need a reset so that I can know how I want to be showing up in the world, getting back in touch with my body and fully showing up for myself, taking action, staying focused, and loving every part of me and my life. Hello, beautiful people. Yes, I am talking to you. Are you ready to feel confident AF, free from the expectations and opinions of others, and create ultimate self-trust in who you are, what you say, and how you show up in every part of your life? If you answered a hell yes, I am, I guarantee this episode will empower you to be 100% yourself, 100% of the time, no shame or guilt needed. It's time for you to strut your stuff, express yourself with freedom, and fully embrace every freaking fabulous part of you. Let's dive in. Hello, my beautiful friend, and welcome to another episode of Road to Radical Visibility. My name is Rachel Freemon Sowers, also known as the Break Free Bitch, because I am passionate about helping people in the LGBTQ plus and female communities break free from the social constructs, beliefs, and opinions that have been holding them back from experiencing their life exactly the way that they want to. It's all about you being 100% yourself, 100% of the time, no shame or guilt needed. And if you are someone who has recently been feeling like they've been stagnant or stuck, or maybe there's been goals that you've been able to reach in 2022, but some of the ones that you really wanted to accomplish just didn't happen for you and you're not sure why. A lot of times I'll be asked, hey, Rachel, what do I do? I can't find a system that works for me in my life. I can't find a way that's customized for me. Because as you and I both know, it's rarely ever a one size fits all. Or maybe you've just had these thoughts of, I should have done this, I could have done this, I would have done this. And the fact of the matter is that just sends you down a spiral of shame and guilt and embarrassment and judgment. And none of that's really helpful if you already are struggling to reach your goals, or you're saying, I want to up level, and in 2023, I want to reach all of my goals. Sometimes we just need a little bit of a reset. We need to boost our confidence again. We need to clarify what we really want in our life and how we want to be in our life. And there's a system for you to do that. The exercise that I want to take you through today in this episode will help you start releasing the triggers that are keeping you from doing, having, being exactly what you want in life. And it's also going to create this enormous amount of confidence. And as many of you know, if you've hung out here for very long, it's all about neuroscience, mind-body connection, and tools. I use a lot of movement and music. And these are the things that allow us to move through, because it's not just a mental game. It's not just a mental game. I don't know about you, but there's been tons of times in my life when I'm like, okay, Rachel, do this. Okay, Rachel, don't do that. Okay. And I'm trying really hard cognitively. And the fact of the matter is I can only do that for so long. And then I get tired, or my attention has to focus on something else. Right. And if you're anything like me and you have some ADD and you get easily distracted, or you go into ultimate hyper focus, everything else falls away. And then you end up picking up some of those pieces. So the exercise we're going to go through today is going to combine neuroscience, mind-body connection, and also some ways in which you can create a sustainable system for yourself, because it's created by you. This episode was also inspired by one of my clients, and I want to read to you what she said to me. She said, I need a reset so that I can know how I want to be showing up in the world, getting back in touch with my body, and fully showing up for myself, taking action, staying focused, and loving every part of me and my life. It is my conviction and my passion to help each one of you show up 100% yourself, 100% of the time, no shame or guilt needed, because I do believe that this is ultimately how we can experience the things we want to experience in our life, how we can live the most fulfilled life. And the most satisfactory life. This also does enable us to know exactly how we like to achieve our goals, what our strengths are, where are ways that we can alter, tweak, just modify so that we can continue to experience life the way that we want to. Because the fact of the matter is that this is your life and this is my life. And it's our job to be responsible for experiencing that the way that we want to. But oftentimes people don't know what's keeping them stuck. They don't know what's holding them back. And so the exercise today is going to also help you do that. So I know I talked a lot about it. Let's dive into the actual exercise, how it works, why it's going to work. So first, I'm going to show you a drawing. I'm going old school on all of you. So if you're listening to the podcast, just follow my instructions. So I have an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper here. And in the center, I've drawn a circle. So what this is going to do is we're going to create a conscious awareness, and we're also going to create room for the subconscious to become an awareness and also leave. So in the center of the circle, what you're going to write in there is what you want, who you want to be, whether you can write in who you want to be, what you want to have, or what you want to do. So that goes in the center of the circle. Now, what we're going to do here, and when we go through the exercise and the visualization, we're going to start rewiring neurological pathways to stop having to be like, in Wonder Woman in the movie, and she's like, ding, 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 and constantly fighting off these things. But what we're going to do is we're going to create a way that the body automatically knows it's safe to be, have, and do whatever you want. We're reducing the nervous system response, and we're saying that we can feel safe here. Because the majority of the time, the things that keep us from doing, having, and being the people that we want to be in this world are from old environments and old patterns. They're often things that you were taught that you were never even, you didn't choose, right? So we get taught all these things. We get influenced by social constructs, religious trauma, environmental things, whether like for me, I live in a small town. So there's environmental things that affect the way I operate in my life. And also it's like what your family environment was and all of those things, even like jobs, careers, professional lives, school. All of that has influenced you up until this moment. And so when we start drawing awareness to that, this is where we can really start saying, this is what I'm going to start changing in my cognitive mind. And then this is how I'm going to start telling my body it's safe to be able to have, do, and be these things. So, excuse me. All right. So you have that in the center. And then what I have drawn on here are just lines that are going from the edge of the circle out. And these lines are going to represent the things that you are conscious of, beliefs, thought patterns, feelings that keep you from having, being, or doing what you put in the middle of the circle. So for instance, when I started video so long ago and putting myself out there in the online world, I think it was like back in 2016. It was a long time ago. I literally used to have sweat dripping down my back. And for a long time, I told myself, no one is going to want to hear what I say. And if I get on there, everyone is going to there's going to be a bunch of trolls. And how do I even know what I have is valuable and all these things? So there's beliefs and thoughts that were keeping me from creating the video. So let's just say, if I put myself out there, I'm just writing this in, put myself out there, I'll get hurt. So believe me, I've experienced my fair share of trolls. I've been called the C word. I just got on a video I did literally last night. I just got this really horrible, sexual comment on the video. And I was like, oh, so this stuff happens to me, right? But before I let that stop me, if I put myself out there, if I say no, if I care for myself before others, if I, what else is there? I just got off of a meeting with a client and she's like, I can't care for everybody else And the fact of the matter is that she can't because she's suffering, right? But she's focusing on everyone else. And what she really needs to focus on is herself. There's a load of other things that we're taught. So we're going to say, like, if I put myself out there, then I'm going to get hurt. This is a belief that stopped me. Another thing that I was told is that I was too loud and that I should be more quiet and I should shrink myself down. That's one of the things that stopped me before. So I'm writing on each one of these. You can have as many as you want. You write on each one of these the thing, belief, the thought, the feeling that's stopping you. Now, we're not going to go down into your whole history and be like, why is this stopping me? Blah, blah, blah. You already know why in essence. So we don't need to go down there and recreate that trauma in the body again. Because that's what's stopping you. It's not your cognitive mind that's stopping you. It's the attachment of the emotion of the connection that's stopping you from being, doing, and having. Okay. So you have this goal, you have this desired way of being, and you've identified the things that you're consciously aware of. All right. When we do mind-body tools and skills and use mind-body connection, and we incorporate the body, integrate the body into this experience, what you're able to do is release these things that are holding you back from being, having, and doing whatever you want to be being, having, and doing. This is how you're creating this freedom and expansion. So pretty soon, these parts during our visualization, when I lead you through, you're going to start unattaching these things from the being, doing, and having. And as we make this mind-body connection, what happens is that we're able to release these things with love. We're able to release these things without judgment. And maybe sometimes they don't release all the way, but at least you know it's there and you can do the practice over again. You start releasing, which then opens up all of this space for you to start expanding and feeling safe that you can be, have, and do whatever you want to be, have, and do. So fill all of these things out. And I would love to hear, if you're watching the YouTube, I'd love to hear what these things are that are stopping you. And if at any point in time, the people listening to the podcast, if you're like, hey, I want to send this message to you, totally cool, DM me. I'd love to hear it. All right. So we've identified these things. And now what we're going to do is do a visualization. So you all know that I use visualization a lot. I believe that visualization is one of the number one ways in order for you to start retraining the body and the mind to work together. So the brain doesn't know what's real until we tell it what's real. So think of monster under the bed. Think of, if I drive somewhere, this is going to be the risk. If I get on an airplane, I'm going to die. You know, we tell the brain what is real. And what we don't understand is then we try to undo it with our brain when we need the mind and the body together to undo it. This is why I use visualization. You're really tapping into the reticular activation system, which is in the mid part of the brain. And what we're doing is we're teaching our body and we're teaching our brain that it's safe to be in this space. So the possibility, the reticular activation system really has you focus, know what you want to focus on. So that's the cognitive piece. And then when we drop into the body and create that feeling, we then create the body's safety and being in that space. So it's like a double whammy. It honestly is the trifecta when we incorporate movement too. I love that stuff. So, all right, let's go ahead and we'll start the visualization. You have in the center what you want to be, have, and do. You've identified the things that are keeping you from that. Now we're going to do this a little bit different. That makes it way more powerful. If you'll just get comfortable in your space, put both feet flat on the floor. If your arms are crossed, make sure to uncross your arms. And we're not going to do a super long visualization, but it's going to be, it'll just be a mini one. And the reason this is going to work is because we're going to start with an intention. We're going to start focusing the reticular activation system right off the bat. So what I'd love for you to do is take a nice deep breath, inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth. And one more time, inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. And then this last time, inhale through the nose, pulling the shoulders all the way up to the ears, pull them up. Exhaling, lowering the shoulders down, feeling relaxed. So just keeping your eyes closed, feeling comfortable wherever you're at, whether you're laying down or in your chair. And I want you to just picture yourself being, having, or doing the thing that you wrote in the circle. Notice what's around you. Notice where you're at. Are there any sounds? Are other people present? What are the smells around you? And you're watching yourself almost like doing this thing, being this way, experiencing this life exactly the way that you want to. And if you have thoughts like, oh, this is impossible, let them come and let them go. Allow yourself to sink fully into this way of being. Notice how the body feels. Maybe it's a little bit nervous, but at the same time calm. Maybe you have a confidence that, of course I'm doing this. What else would I be doing? Of course I can feel this way. Of course I can show up as myself and be more successful. Just picture yourself in these moments, doing the thing, being the way, experiencing the thing. And you're quite comfortable here. Maybe even you get a smile on your face, being like, this is exactly how I want to be feeling and doing. This is exactly how I want to experience my professional life. This is exactly how I want to experience my personal life. This is exactly how I want to experience myself in my life. You are all the things. And you're just moving about so confident, so assured that this is your path. Just take notice of everything that's around you. And then I want you to picture, maybe it comes as strings that are kind of attached to you. Maybe it comes as like on a list of all the reasons why. And you're confident in knowing that you can have this. Maybe there's a feeling of fear that if I don't do this thing, what I used to do, I'll feel a certain way. Someone will think something of me. And as you notice these reasons, the reasons that you put down that are stopping you, the feelings, the thoughts that stop you, I want you one by one to start noticing them and then releasing them. They just like unattach. Or maybe they just start falling away, kind of like just falling back away, flaking off. And as you hold each one and purposefully release them with gratitude, with healing love, you just notice they just fall back. And this feeling you have of being here and participating in your own life and being and having and doing just grows bigger and bigger, like almost a white light inside of you. And it almost begins to pulsate, and as it pulsates, more things detach. More limitations detach. more fear detaches. You begin to feel more free, even more confident than you ever have before. You know that this is possible for you. And it's happening all of the time. Just notice how the white light just grows and grows, and pretty soon it's just throughout your whole entire body. And I want you to place an anchor, something significant about this spot, and say, this will bring me back to this spot. Maybe it's a rock, maybe it's a table, maybe it's some kind of item, maybe it's where you're at. And you can come to this place anytime you want. And as you feel that white light just radiating throughout all of your body, feeling ultimately confident, it's time to express gratitude for this experience. To thank your inner knowing, your wise one within, your true self, of showing what is actually possible for you. And allowing yourself to feel that way. This is possible for me. Of course, it will happen. So express gratitude just one last time, and then find yourself becoming back present in the room. Wiggling around your fingers, your toes, maybe shifting yourself in your chair, and then opening your eyes when you're ready. This is a really simple exercise that you can return to again and again and again. And the reason that it works is because we're using our whole self. We're acknowledging the things that have kept us, but we're not shaming those things. We're not judging those things. We're acknowledging them, and we're saying, thank you, and I'm going to release you now. It's no longer helpful for me. It refocuses you on the actual thing that you want to be, have, or to experience. It helps you go to the space, both mentally and emotionally. You see, we forget that we do not only have to experience or be triggered by bad things that have happened or emotionally stressful things that have happened. We can have these beautiful, positive reminders, but oftentimes because we're taught and our human body is like, I have to look for the danger so I can stay safe, so I can continue living, right? That is often the focus, and becomes our full focus. And the reality is that if you have felt pain, you can also, you'll feel pain again, but if you have felt pleasure, you can feel that again. If you have felt joy in something, you can feel that again. And it doesn't have to be the same thing. So if you had issues or difficulty in the visualization to recall the feeling that you wanted to feel, like of confidence, what I'd love for you to have you do is to recall a time when you felt really confident. And if you're like, I've never felt confident, then I want you to imagine you being someone who feels confident. Like maybe you've seen a TV show, maybe you've have a mentor, maybe you have an online person that makes you feel empowered to be confident. Go seek those things out and get that into the body, because once you create that feeling in the body, you can have it again and again and again. It's just our intentional turning to focus on those things too. So I mentioned this last night in a video that I did. You can go check it out on my Facebook page. But about how it's really important to even these things out and not forget that great things happen in our life, and that we can experience gratitude, we can experience joy, we can experience love, and we can experience all of that within ourselves. This is really what helps us not have to have an external stimulant in order to feel these things. Yes, it's great to have support, but the fact of the matter is that sometimes I'm not going to feel supported, and I have got to generate the feeling of confidence to show up here. I've got to generate the feeling of my own worthiness. not because I've done something or I was good enough, but because it's what I want. And that is what allows us to have this truest freedom and enhance the experiences we have in life. If you are someone who's like, I want more, and that was like, oh, maybe I shouldn't want more. Or one thing that happened for me was, I felt like I had to give up what I wanted, if that was freedom or whatever, because other people wanted the freedom. And so when I gave it up for myself, that meant other people had more of it. And that's just not the truth. Right? It just meant that I was left with none of it. But these were the things I was taught throughout my lifetime. And so it's really important for us to recognize these things and move through them. This is what can stop us. Once we start removing and letting go and releasing the conscious, the subconscious then is able to bring things up more. And then you rid those. And pretty soon the neurological connection, the neurological pathway is, oh, these things don't have to derail me. Oh, I can feel fear about getting up and speaking in front of 700 people, but it doesn't stop me from doing it. And this is how we begin to form this ultimate trust in ourselves. So if I take back to the reset, so the title of this episode is Need a Reset, How to Reach Your Goals in 2023, Release Triggers, and Create Confidence. This is how you can reset. And you can use it every single day. You can use it exactly when you need to. If you have big goals and you want to move forward, if you're like, I want to be able to get a promotion in my job, I want to be able to leave my job and know that I'm good enough. I want to be able to show up 100% myself and not feel like I'm inconveniencing people or they're talking about me or they have an opinion and I shouldn't. I want to be bigger. I want to expand. I don't want to stay small. Whatever it is, whether you want to accomplish something or feel something or experience something in 2023, if you start with this exercise, it will absolutely help you. The other thing is when we're talking about neuroscience and we're talking about mind, body, medicine, and we're talking about bringing in some fun, that is really the trifecta of how we can continue to create a sustainable way of movement and momentum. So if you have some big goals for 2023 and you're like, hey, I'm interested to get these down, I'm actually hosting the True You Vision Board event. It is an online event on December 14th from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. And it is going to be filled with this trifecta. The extra bonus is that you're going to be surrounded by a collective of empowered people who want more in their lives, who want to believe and who want to step into a further belief that they can have, do, and be whatever they want. When you get those people together, it is one of the most powerful things you can do. It's a collective energy that will only expand from that point on. So I'm going to go ahead and put the link in the comments below. And if you're interested in attending that, please check it out. If you have questions, you can feel free to message me at rachel@rachelfreemansowers.com, or you can private message me also. I hope that this exercise has helped empower and inspire you. I also would love to hear, what are the things that you want to do, be, and have? What did you put in that circle? What were the things that were stopping you? And what did it feel like for you to release them? I can't wait to see the comments. I respond and read every single one of your comments because that's important to me. So I hope that you decide to comment down in the comment section below if you're watching the YouTube channel. And if you're listening to the podcast, I'd love for you to direct message me and tell me what was significant for you and how you felt afterwards. Okay, my friends, I'm going to end this episode like I end every single episode. Oh, don't forget to hit that subscribe and like button because I want to keep spreading this word. And it means so much to me to have all of you here. All right, so in this video, like I end every single episode, please make sure to stay true to yourself, be kind to others, and always, always, always honor the wise one that is within you. I will see you all on the next road to radical visibility. Until then, bye. Hold up, don't go yet. If this episode inspired you to be 100% yourself, 100% of the time, no shame or guilt needed, even just that little bit more, I would love to hear from you in the comments below. I'm here, and I know you are too, to make a positive impact in the world. So don't forget to share the love. And if you were left wanting more of this type of kick-ass content, then don't forget to click the like and subscribe button. Until next time, make sure to stay true and be you. Until then, bye.